Do me a favor and imagine when you were about 10 years old. You're probably thinking about recess, your favorite books and TV shows, summer vacation, maybe even 5th grade science camp. Well, replace all those happy memories for a strict diet, daily 15-hour training routines, and no outside contact for months at a time. This is the real pre-debut life of many K-pop idols in South Korea. Now, you don't even have to be a huge K-pop fan to know that this is a global phenomenon. It's influencing music, fashion, social media, and even culture. Understanding how idols are treated helps us to see the real human cost behind this massive industry. I research articles from International Business Times, iDiva, The Diplomat, The Guardian, and as well as interviews with actual K-pop idols to uncover the truth about the industry. Today, I'll be covering 3 things: hard training from a very young age, exploitative contracts and control, and the mental health risks and tragic outcomes of idols. Let's start at the beginning, the training. The Diplomat reports that most K-pop idols start off as children, often spending 10 to 18 hours a day in singing, dancing, and language classes, to name a few, for about 6 to 7 days a week for years before they can even professionally debut. Famously, Ningning from aespa stated in an interview that she only got about 4 to 5 hours a week of sleep while promoting an album. When the interview asked them to clarify if they really meant a week, both her and her bandmate both said yes, later stating that they reached a point at which it felt like they were just flying. This level of training is not just exhausting, it's life-defining and soul-crushing. Kids who dream of becoming stars trade their normal childhood experience for relentless practice and scrutiny. I can barely focus after one night bad's rest. I can't imagine having to train, appear presentable and happy on only 4 to 5 hours of sleep a week. But what comes after this long and exhausting training? The debut. And what comes with debuting as a K-pop idol? A lengthy contract and almost full control of who you are as a person. According to The Diplomat, many idols sign what are referred to as slave contracts. These contracts can last 7 to 13 years and give companies control over schedules, income, housing, diets, and even personal choices. Trainees often start in debt right after debut, meaning the company takes most of the earnings until the training cost is paid back. The Guardian also reports that these contracts often include strict rules about behavior and appearance, noting that idols can be punished for gaining weight, dating, or even just speaking out publicly. These contracts make idols financially dependent on companies and afraid to speak up. These idols don't often control their music, image, or time. Even activities like social media, friendships, and rest can require approval. It's surprising for me to think that someone who seems so successful and is adored by so many might not even decide when they can sleep or eat. The idol's life may look glamorous from the outside, but the contracts that they sign are a cage. And finally, let's look at the mental health consequences of all this pressure. Many idols face online bullying, depression, and anxiety. Some, like SHINee's Jonghyun, Suli, and Guhara, tragically died by suicide due to these pressures and expectations. The Diplomat notes that the industry often neglects mental health, offering little support for exhausted and overworked idols. Extreme training, strict contracts, public scrutiny, and harassment can create a perfect storm for mental health crisis. I have had my own share of mental health issues and can relate to wanting to exit life. At the end of the day, these are real people. They have trained for years. Some, like GQ of Twice, trained for over a decade before debuting. So, what does this mean and what does this tell us about the K-pop industry? We explored harsh training from a very young age, exploitative contracts and control, and mental health risks and tragic outcomes. K-pop may look perfect, fun, and entertain the masses, but behind the smiles are a lot of young people facing exhaustion, control, and danger to their well-being. Understanding the truth behind idol life can help us demand change. A world where idols are treated as humans, not machines.